It could drive one of music's most talked about stars to wander down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. wearing nothing but underwear and cowboy boots. For fans who woke up to the headlines, the news sounded almost surreal. Lil Nas X, the same artist who made the world dance to Old Town Road, was found roaming the streets in a state that had everyone asking what really happened that night. Is it a cry for help, a moment of rebellion, or the breaking point of a series of events the public barely noticed? Today, we pull back the curtain on the bizarre night that ended with flashing police lights, a hospital stay, and a swirl of questions no one has yet been able to fully answer. It was the early hours of the 21st of August, 2025, when several calls flooded the LAPD. Witnesses described a nearly naked man stumbling through Ventura Boulevard, muttering to himself, pointing at cars, and placing an orange traffic cone on his head as if it were a crown. That man was Montero Hill, better known to the world as Lil Nas X. When officers arrived, the scene only grew stranger. He reportedly charged at them, leading to a tense moment that ended with him restrained and taken to the hospital for what paramedics described as a possible overdose. No one could quite understand how the young man, known for bold performances and calculated publicity stunts, ended up in this chaotic, vulnerable state. But this wasn't the start of the story. It was the explosion at the end of a fuse that had been burning for months. Back in February, long before the flashing lights and frantic 911 calls, Lil Nas X posted a video where his tone was very different from the playful, flamboyant persona fans were used to. In that clip later deleted, he spoke about how the past few years had been pretty difficult, admitting that he was trying to regain confidence both personally and musically. Around the same time, fans noticed a wave of strange activity on his social media accounts. Posts were disappearing, captions became cryptic. His display name shifted to the puzzling phrase Queen Madeline. And then, just days before the August incident, he wiped his Instagram clean, only to return with fragments of unreleased music, selfies surrounded by clutter, and a stream of erratic posts that hinted something was deeply off. For many, this breakdown seemed sudden, but those paying closer attention remember that this was his second hospitalization of the year. Just a few months earlier, in April, Lil Nas X appeared in a video from a hospital bed explaining that he had suffered partial facial paralysis. He never revealed what caused it. Combine that with a growing sense of pressure teasing a long-awaited album titled Dream Boy, managing public expectations after the blockbuster success of Montero and Old Town Road, and the relentless scrutiny that comes with being one of music's most polarizing figures, and the picture begins to look more complicated. The 21st of August episode didn't just end with a trip to the hospital. After medical treatment, Lil Nas X was booked for misdemeanor battery on a peace officer, with reports suggesting he had physically charged at law enforcement during the chaotic moment on Ventura Boulevard. As of now, he is being held without bail, though no formal charges have been finalized. The LAPD confirmed that a man was found in the street, behaving erratically, but they did not officially name him. It was outlets like TMZ and Rolling Stone that pieced the puzzle together, releasing video footage and witness reports that left little doubt about who it was. Through all of this, one looming question remains. What happened to Dream Boy? The project was supposed to mark his triumphant return after years of relative silence following the 2021 release of Montero. Fans had been teased with the single Light Again back in 2024, but since then, the album has been in limbo and now its future seems even more uncertain. In the world of pop stardom, where image and output go hand in hand, disappearing from the spotlight can be both a relief and a risk. For Lil Nas X, a star who thrived on controversy and attention, the absence of new music may have fueled more speculation than any song release could. As the videos of his late-night wandering went viral, reactions online ranged from sympathy to cynicism. Some fans flooded his posts with messages of concern, urging him to seek help and rest. Others mocked the incident, treating it as another bizarre publicity stunt from an artist known for pushing boundaries. Rumors began to swirl, whispers of substance struggles, mental health crises, or a stage breakdown to spark attention for the album. None of these theories are confirmed, and many remain in the realm of speculation, but the sheer volume of conversation proves one thing: Lil Nas X is still a figure the world cannot look away from. Behind the memes and the headlines is a more sobering story, the cost of sudden fame. Since 2019, Lil Nas has lived under a microscope, every move dissected, every silence filled with assumptions. His flamboyant style, boundary-pushing videos, and outspoken presence online built him an empire, but also a target. Few can imagine the toll of living as both a cultural icon and a lightning rod for criticism. Fame opens doors, but it also locks you in a room where the world is always watching. And sometimes, the cracks show in ways the public is too quick to label as weird without asking what pain is underneath. For now, Lil Nas remains in a hospital under medical care, his legal status uncertain, his album unreleased, and his fans divided between worry and frustration. Will this moment become the wake-up call that changes his path, or will it mark the start of a darker chapter in the life of one of music's most unpredictable stars? The answers will come in time, perhaps in court documents, perhaps in a new song, or maybe in another headline none of us see coming. Until then, the night of the 21st of August, 2025 stands as a reminder. Behind the neon lights and viral posts, there is always a human story, sometimes fragile, sometimes chaotic, always real.